Getting ready to put the motor back in. I could do something as simple as say it is the reverse order of taking it apart, but I'll go through it, mostly because you're gonna need to remember how this goes back on. I'm gonna show you me reinserting the roll pin that if you remember, my roll pin split into two pieces when I removed it, so I'm gonna put a new one in, 5/32 by 3/4 inch long. And what it is it's a dowel pin. It's hollow with a slot through it, and it's allowed to compress. The tools you're gonna need: a wire brush for cleaning off the bolts, the Torx bolts, so I can put anti-seize on them. I'm gonna need 2 punches and a hammer. I have a punch larger than the roll pin for pretty much getting it down into place, and then I'm gonna use a smaller punch to knock it so that it's below the surface. And absolutely required are safety glasses. When you're using a hammer with a steel head and you're hitting something like a chisel or a punch, steel on steel, this stuff is hardened, it can chip. You do not want to get anything in your eye. And then a T30 1/4 inch drive, and that 1/4 inch allows me to get down in here. So first thing I'm going to do, clean these bolts really quick so I can put anti-seize on them. Got to get the motor in place. The important part here is this piece. So you can see there's tabs, they fold down. This folding down faces the motor. It takes a little bit of coordination to get this in there. So the wings face in towards the motor. They slip over the shaft and above this stop. This little, there's a tab fabricated into the housing. That's actually where this stops on. So it takes a little bit of coordination. You have to get this out far enough to slip this on. Okay, I'm in. My tab is on correct. Okay, it's in place. I can see my hole through. All my holes are lined up. So you can see my tab, it's hitting on that stop. Everything's in place. All right, let's start putting some screws in. Not tight, I'm just pulling it into location. I'm gonna put this long one in the front now. You put your thread sealer down towards the end. Most of this is all clearance. It threads right about in here. I have a lot on there. Take some of it off. This long bolt goes in from the outside. Okay, I'm in location. And I want to put these two in before I put the third one in. The third one's going to require some leverage on the motor. This is, again, remember we had to loosen up these 2 screws to loosen this whole bracket so that we can get at that one screw. And this is the last one. And I don't like it. I have to I'm going to loosen this a little bit more. I just don't like it. So to get at that screw way down, you turn this till this is straight up and down, and it gives you clearance. You can see right down in there and loosen this bolt more. And that will allow me a little bit more. There we go. That was better. There we go. I got it started by hand, so I know I'm good. I'm gonna tighten this one down. Tighten this one down. Tighten this one down. Now, while I'm still in this position, go back and tighten these back down. The motor is back in. The only thing left is to install the roll pin. Turn this till the hole is straight up and down. Okay, it started. I'm gonna get my larger punch that's bigger than the roll pin so I can drive it down into it. Guys, safety glasses. I'm gonna get it flush, and then I'm gonna countersink it with the smaller one. Okay, it's countersunk. That's all it needs to do. That's it, guys. The only thing left is to put them back in the car. Alright guys, as you can see, everything is back and working. If you remember, when I removed these clips, I slid them off of the clip. It's basically a two-stage clip. Well, it's very difficult to try and slide this back on to that clip. So you're better off to remove the clip. And to remove the clip, you use a small screwdriver. Push the clip to one side with your finger and compress the clip, and very carefully try and pry it up, or even push it up with your finger. It will come out, and then you can slide it back onto the bottom of the clip and snap it back in. Simple as that. And as you can see, my headlights are working again. No noise.